You're watching Let's Chat.
Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Andrew Harrison, filling in for the great Amelia Greer and Chip Chapman on this edition of Let's Chat. We have some very special guests with us this morning. We have Lyndi, Locke, and Deborah Duncan, both members of the Mayor's Council on Disability. Ladies, thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we are so happy you're here, and you've got a big event coming up, 35 years in the making.
Yes, it's the 35th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and we're having a little celebration down at Walker Pavilion in Coolidge Park. It's Friday, July 25th from 10 to 1.
It's a celebration from 10 to 1, Friday, July 25th. What's going on out there? How are you celebrating?
Okay, so we're making an effort to showcase 19 different vendors showcasing various disability resource agencies and accessible activities to do around Chattanooga, and some of the categories include education, transportation, recreation, and just things like that.
Who should come to this event?
Everyone is welcome. I think it's important to note that when society is more accessible, it's more accessible for everyone and not just for the disability community.
And this is an event that hits home to you, close to you. This is something you deal with on a daily basis.
Yes, I was born with cerebral palsy, so I use a walker, wheelchair, and scooter to navigate the world. And so I've always wanted to use my perspective to help Chattanooga become a more accessible place for everyone.
How are we doing so far, Chattanooga as a city?
I think we're doing pretty good, but there's always room for improvement. So that's why I'm on the council and why I want to use my perspective.
And the celebration coming up on July 25th from 10 until 1,
yes.
That's free. Like, you don't have to pay anything
free.
to come on out there.
Yes, it's free. The Orange Grove course is going to be there.
Oh,
We're
cool.
going to have a keynote speaker and a proclamation from the mayor.
That is really neat stuff. So 10 to 1, July 25th.
Yes.
That is amazing. And why did each of you personally join the Mayor's Council on Disability here in Chattanooga? Deborah, you want to or you want to go with me?
Well, I kind of mentioned it before, but I've just always wanted to use my perspective as someone with cerebral palsy to be able to consult with different agencies and nonprofits in town to help the city become more accessible.
Are they being receptive to your message? Are they working together with you?
Yes, we talk about things like, you know, sidewalks, accessible restrooms, curb cuts. It's these small little details that make the biggest difference. And when that kind of dawns on people and they realize that this affects everyone, not just the disability community, they're way more receptive.
I feel like we could do a lot better with the sidewalks. We have some.
Yes.
Chattanooga is an older city when everybody used to drive. You remember?
Yes. They're kind of broken, but I've seen new curb cuts be installed around town since I've been on the council, and so it's nice to just kind of see that be taking place.
That is wonderful indeed. Deborah,
Yes.
why did you get involved?
Well, I have the opportunity to chair the council, which is just wonderful, because I get to work with people like Lyndi, who are just amazing self-advocates and bring a perspective that those of us that don't have a physical disability or a visible disability can really relate to. And so I have the privilege of having a son, Luca Hyde, who is a gregarious, outgoing 21-year-old who has Down syndrome.
Sure.
And it's really important to me to make the world an inclusive and accessible place for him. And again, serving on the council gives me a chance to work with people like Lyndi and agency representatives whose entire goal is to make Chattanooga more accessible. And again, it's not just important to the disability community, because if we have community that's more accessible to those with a visible or invisible disability, then it will be a lot more accessible to the rest of us. And that's what I want.
That's a whole lot of people too. That's a large segment of the population that we're reaching out to.
And it's kind of our mission. Like, a lot of times I feel like accessibility is kind of treated as an add-on, and it's kind of been our mission to bring it to the forefront of like planning thing instead of kind of, like I say, just an add-on.
This needs to be one of the first things you look at. How are folks going to get to this building or this structure, this facility?
Yes, just like a simple ramp or curb cut or an automatic push button on a door, it just makes the biggest difference. And I always tell people all I'm trying to do is get through the door or go to the restroom or get down the sidewalk. And something else that I always keep in mind is like Chattanooga is a very family-driven city, so everybody's out with their strollers, so why not consider like stroller access as well?
That is a good idea. Very good point.
Or my 80-year-old mother who finds it much easier to navigate on flat, smooth surfaces.
Oh, gotta have it.
So as opposed to thinking, okay, let's build the stairs and then think about where we're going to put the ramp, which is like usually off on the side. It's like, why don't you just build the ramp and then we can all get in and not have to worry.
Last question, how does the community get in touch with the council?
So we are facilitated by Vanessa Jackson, who is the Community Program Manager for the City of Chattanooga. And Vanessa can be reached at vjackson@chattanooga.gov. We also have a very active Facebook page, and so you can just find us on Facebook under Mayor's Council for on Disability. And then also from chattanooga.gov, we've got a page there on the website that's under the Mayor's Council on Disability.
Deborah, Lyndi, that is perfect. Thank you so much. I learned something today, and I really appreciate y'all stopping by.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Well,